Don't hold it against me, eh? Take your time starving to death. Then I'll sell every last trinket off your corpse.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Collector's Dream YouTube channel. Hope you guys are all doing very well. So contrary to the video title, this video is not how to teach you to scam people in the Pokemon hobby. In fact, this is more of a public service to teach you how to identify ways so you don't lose your money, you don't lose your hard-earned products when you are collecting and when you're transacting with others. So in this video, I will be showing you guys 8 ways, right, that I have observed, and this list is not exhaustive, obviously. If you guys have came across scammers or fake listings on Facebook or whatever marketplace, please feel free in the comment section to bring awareness to other people. So there's 8 items that I want to go through in this video to show you what they are and what you can do to prevent that from happening to yourself. I've also been a victim of buying fake booster boxes in the past, and I think that was about 3 years ago when I re-entered the hobby. So I do feel the pain, and I even went to the local police to file a report. But unfortunately, when you're doing person-to-person trading face-to-face, and it's just my words against theirs, and once you transfer the money to them, the money is you might as well say goodbye to it, kiss it goodbye. So yeah, that will come later on in the video. But first, let's look at number 1, which is very popular right now, and it's buying on eBay and how do you avoid getting scammed on eBay. So let's have a look. So the first page that we have right now is the eBay page, and you'll be searching for an item such as the Moonbryon, and then I believe there's some listings, maybe predominantly in the US, where you will get the authenticity guarantee. That is the number 1 thing that you should look for. No questions asked. Just if you look for a listing, make sure that guarantee is there, because I've had an experience and a story where I bought a raw Umbreon about a year and a half ago, or before the pump, and I bought it for around $520 US. And then the seller sent the card to eBay to get it authenticated, and then eBay blocked the sale. And at that time, I was like, oh man, I really wanted the card because the market price was like $600, and then I got this card for $520, so that was a win for me, or so I thought, right? But in hindsight, I gotta thank eBay, because they did do their due diligence, and they did inspect the raw card, and they deemed it to be a unauthentic or a proxy card. So then they stopped the transaction right there. They mailed the card back to the seller, and then they refunded me the money. So that is one example of eBay working in the buyer's favor to protect us. So it's extremely important to get that authenticity guarantee. And we jump into a Reddit post now. Right now, there's listings are running rampant. People are listing fake proxy cards and fake PSA 10 slabs, every day. And usually they target PSA 10 because, who's gonna spend money and time and effort to offer PSA 8 or PSA 9? There's just no money to be made, right? So there's no fat in it. So right now, if you buy a high value card right now, the key takeaway is don't buy from people who which have new accounts. The account is less than a month old, for example, and it has 0 feedbacks or under 10 feedbacks. It gets a bit dodgy. I always try to buy from the sellers with more feedbacks, at least in the hundreds, if not thousands, because at that time, then you they have a reputation to protect, right? If you're just buying for a new account, it's extremely risky, and I really do not recommend doing it. How they try to bait people is offer maybe a buy it now price, or a price that is substantially lower than the market. And the takeaway you can avoid is looking at the card. If it's a texture card, those proxy cards will not have any texture. And then there are lots of guides online to show you how to identify a fake PSA 10 slab. So I'm not going to dwell on that, but it's just pretty common now. So this one is going to be a Giratina V, and then the last one is a Moonbryon. So all the cards that are hovering or over $1,000 now, you got to be extremely careful, and you don't want to just quickly bid. And then the bids might be shill bids, right? So you don't want to win the auction, and then by the time it gets to your house, then you discover it's a fake PSA 10 slab. Because then I know there's appeal process. You can tell eBay, but then it kind of becomes like a battle, and then who wants that in life, right? Collecting is already can be stressful as it is, and then now you're gonna throw in these scammers in your life. So yeah, just be careful. Do your due diligence when you ever bid or you do the buy it now. So there's the eBay. That's the first one. Moving on to the second way that scammers are trying to take your hard-earned money is a booster box, a fake booster box from China. You know, they manufacture it, they print it, and then they kind of justify it by saying, oh, we're just offering an option for parents to give, allow kids to play Pokemon cards for cheap, yada yada yada. For me, I totally disagree. You know, I'm not an advocate. I'm extremely against fake stuff, you know, like fake sneakers, fake Rolexes, fake whatever, you name it, you know, everything. And then, you know, this is one of the biggest offender is fake Pokemon cards. It's been around since the dawn of the first release of Pokemon cards. You know, I remember as a kid, there will be fake cards, and the way that we did it in the playground is you hold it up to the sun, or you find like a flashlight and you shine through it, because the card stock is not 3-layered like a real Pokemon card. They're really made very thin because of cost, obviously, and it's just fake cards, right, for kids. And yeah, so then like back then you can use a light and shine through it, and you can tell whether or not it's real or not, because the real card, even if you use nowadays you use a LED light on your iPhone, it's not going to penetrate through the card. But then yeah, so that's like it's been going on since the start of the hobby. But if you go into AliExpress now, you can just look at these $13 for a box of X-Y Evolution. So yeah, that sounds pretty mega if you ask me. That's even below the MSRP price when it first came out. So they have a wide selection. You can get some Vivid Voltage, Darkness Ablaze, Lost Thunders. That's a good set. I'll pay $13 for that. If anybody knows legitimate boxes, please contact me, send me an email. So you have Unified Minds, geez, that's like a $1,000 box now, and base set Sun and Moon. So and it's funny because some people, they say, oh, the product has good quality, looks good. So if we go in, and can we zoom in here? Yeah. So you see, the box is all banged up, and then oh, that looks great, doesn't it? And then yeah, just they imitate it pretty well, and they have the Pokeball on the wrap, but then the texture will be very different. In fact, I have recently opened some booster box, and I don't know if a lot of people know this, but then very quickly, if you look at the Pokemon, I don't know if the camera was going to capture it, but if you look at the wrapper, the Pokemon, maybe this way is more correct. Yeah, they will have a trademark copyright R on the wrapper. I don't know if it's showing well on the camera, but then the fake box will not have that. And then the Pokeball will also be more detailed. And the one thing that a lot of people might not know is that these wrapper are actually, when they come out of the factory, they're kind of like a chalk material. So if you actually use your fingernail to give them a bit of a scratch, I don't know if I can do it on camera, but then maybe using my thumb. But you notice how if you give it a rub, they actually rub off the wrapper. So if I can quickly do it like this. Obviously, when you go do a trade, when you're doing trading, you don't want to go to a trade show and start, let me hold onto your booster box and let me start scratching the thing. But this is my own booster box. So if I give it a bit of a scratch, I don't know if it's going to show on camera, but yeah, sorry Stellar Crown, but for science, I'm going to scratch the crap out of you. Yeah, so the chalk material will actually come off. I don't know if anything is, let's do a big one. There we go, okay. So I don't know if it should be showing on the camera now. So the real booster boxes, when they wrap it with the own Pokemon Company wrapper, these is a chalk-like material and it will rub off. Whereas the fake Proxy boxes, they're just kind of imprinted on the plastic wrap and is totally different. It won't work. And then the older booster boxes, such as the Sun and Moon era, if you look into the bottom left corner, it actually has a trademark imprinted on the lower corner, and that is also a detail that the scammers don't want. That they didn't produce it in these boxes. So that's an also good takeaway when you are identifying boxes Sword and Shield. Yeah, so Sun and Moon and prior, the bottom left corner, it will have that expand your game, and then there will be a trademark there. Yeah, so some of the tips for identifying booster boxes. So moving on to the third item is Walmart and Amazon, man, like what more do I need to tell you? I personally, I was tempted before to buy the ETBs on Amazon because I looked at the price and shipping to Hong Kong is like $30 US for an ETB for Silver Tempest and for Obsidian Flame back then, maybe a year ago. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good. And then with Amazon Prime, they offer free shipping, right? So then I'm like, sure, win. Why not? Let's do it. But then once you go into the review, then you, or even on Reddit, you will see so many one-star reviews saying that do not buy ETBs or booster boxes on Amazon and Walmart. Because Walmart, if you go to Walmart, you're taking a risk because they don't do a very good job in scanning or filtering through their supplier. So there's one or two or maybe a lot of bad apples will sneak through, and then they will sell you stuff from, you know, proxy booster boxes. But then also on Amazon, there's a lot of resealers, resealed products, resealed booster packs. And some people have reported in the reviews that the wrapper, it doesn't feel right, and they open it and they're missing packs. You know, instead of 8 packs, they're getting 7 packs. So yeah, Amazon and Walmart, you gotta be careful. Highly recommend just go to your local card store, you know, be friends with the owner, chat with them, you know, just put in a pre-order, or, you know, GameStop, you know, or Costco, if you can, prevent elbowing another person and getting some products, then Costco might be a good idea. But yeah, the third one will be Amazon and Walmart. Just try to stay away, buy authentic products only. Okay, so now I want to talk about a little bit about the trade show scammers and thieves. Yeah, so whenever you go to a trade show, it goes without saying that you need to protect your belongings. You know, when you're wearing a backpack, or don't leave it unattended. You know, those are really, really basic common sense, right? Yeah. But then if you see like some videos of people just looking at at the vendor's single, and then they like put it in their pocket, yeah, that happens unfortunately, you know, every day at trade shows. So you're just gonna be mindful of that. And also, some people, they bring fake, you know, sealed booster box, maybe Poncho, Mario, Luigi boxes, high value items, Evolving Skies, for example, and then they will bring it to a vendor to try to offload their fake counterfeit products, right? And it just makes for a very awkward exchange because you see the vendor, they're inspecting the stuff and they realize it's fake, and then you have the seller pretending, oh no, how did that get there? You know, oh I didn't know, the previous buyer told me it was legit, blah 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 blah. But yeah, we all know what they're trying to do, and you're just gonna be vigilant and got to be able to have a well trained pair of eyes to identify who are trying to scam you for your money. Okay, so number 5 now, we're getting there, will be Japanese reseal packs and boxes. So yeah, I'm just gonna upload some funny pictures of people who bought booster boxes in the past, and then they discovered they paid for a really expensive box of apple juice and orange juice or what kind of fruit juice. And then another video would be, unfortunately, a $5,000 Mario box. And then they open it, and then they discover there's like Crown Zenith protecting sleeve in there. And then, yeah, basically it's a dud box. And then inside it's just not the original product that you have paid for. So that really burns, you know. And what I would say is the older it is, the riskier it gets in the hobby. So when you're buying, you know, like base set booster box, when you're buying, you know, jungle and fossil, you just got to be very careful with the seals and just buy from a professional. Bring a friend with you and just, you know, feel it, you know, give it a shake and just make sure everything is as it should. Because right now, I gotta tell you, the scammers are getting pretty good now at making fake products. So another good thing with another tip when you buy a sealed booster box is, let's say you want to buy those Poncho Pikachu boxes right now, which have skyrocketed in price. What you should do is negotiate with them that you will pay them and then open it on the spot. So if you open it on the spot and then you guys both discover it's a fake, then you guys can do the refund, right? But if you bought it and you bring it home, then you know that's GG, right? All right, number 6 will be fake proxy cards and, you know, self-made ditto cards. You know, like I saw a topic recently for Terrestrial Festival, Umbreon and Glaceon, where some brilliant genius scammer, they slapped a sticker onto a real Pokemon card. So then when unfortunately the person bought it on Mercari, which is like a Japanese auction website similar to eBay. and then when the card got to them, they peeled it off and they're like, oh crap, it's a fake card. So yeah, you just gotta watch out. And the mitigation to that, I would say, is to avoid buying singles cards from unknown sellers and sellers with low feedback, or even negative feedback. If the seller have less than 90% positive feedback, it becomes you're treading on very dangerous water. Yeah, I would say aim for 99 or 100% feedback. I mean, it's your money. These are not first edition Charizards. There's millions of copies out there. Yeah, you don't want to risk buying from somebody just at a shot of saving yourself 10 or 15%, because you risk losing 85% of the entire fund, right? So yeah, it's just common sense, right? You're playing the odds. And number 7, that's very prominent and I really dislike, are the Facebook sellers. So let's say you list something on Facebook and then they start DMing you and they're like, hey, is this still available? Then they ask you some question. Oh, yeah, is the price negotiable? Can you ship it? Oh, blah 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 blah. And then the way you can identify them is that I'm sorry to say, but then their account have no friends. Their account will be like 5 friends, 7 friends. Like what the heck, if you're a legitimate person, you're not a psychopath, you'll have, let's say, maybe 50 to 100 friends at least on Facebook, with some profile pictures. But a lot of guys, like recently, there was this guy that was asking me about my Team Up booster box, and he wants to buy it. So that's a high value item, and the more expensive the item is, the more it'll attract the scammers to come. It's like a piranha feeding pool. They smell blood, they're gonna come to you. So that guy swam to me and DM'd me, and then just all the spidey senses started tingling, because it's just not right. Low friend count, and then slow to response, and the profile looks dodgy, and then no vouch post. So the number 1 mitigation for Facebook is ask them for vouchers, and if they're any kind of seller or buyer that's worth their salt, they will have a social media presence on Facebook. So, if you're selling stuff, I highly recommend that you quickly start a vouch post link. So then whenever you're dealing with people, you can send them the link straight away, and then the previous buyers that's dealt with you can give you a thumbs up and give you a comment. So it's just like a buyer's reference to the next person. You really need to start building that from day 1 if you want to play the long game in the hobby. Okay, so the last one, but not least, will be the PayPal disputers, I call them. So what happens is you might be selling a product on eBay, and then you mail the parcel to the buyer, and then a week later when the box arrives, then they will email you in some polite manner and be like, oh, hey Ken, your box arrived, but it's empty, you didn't put anything inside. But you sure know you have put in the product, but then now they're like insurance scammers, right? They're trying to scam the insurance company, they're trying to scam, eBay, they're trying to scam you out of your product, and it's working. Hence, I'm trying to make a video to cover all the things that I can think of in the hobby that can potentially take your products away from you and leave you with nothing. So yeah, the PayPal disputers will usually claim that the box have arrived, but there's nothing in the shipment, and then they will start an eBay dispute. And then unfortunately for eBay and PayPal, very often they will just side with the buyer initially, give them the benefit of the doubt. So for that situation, it's not a good situation to be in, obviously. But what you need to do to protect yourself is always record yourself when you are packing the product, and then also take video or at least at a minimum photographic evidence that you have mailed the stuff out, whether you're using UPS, USPS, DHL, FedEx. Yeah, just mail it, and then keep the receipt, keep the tracking number, and keep everything on account. So when shit hits the fan, then you have something, you have documents to prove it, and you can fight it, right? Because if not, then it becomes your word against them. And then when the eBay officer or PayPal officer, when they read the case, more often than not, they're gonna side with the buyer. And and that's why those people are doing it, because if they scam 50 people and then just like 10% goes through, so they manage to like take 5 people of their money, to them is worthwhile, and then they're just gonna keep on doing it. So yeah, Yeah, so that was a very quick wrap up. We're in the 20-minute mark. Hope you guys have liked the Pokemon content, and if you want to share this for more widespread attention to your friends who are just getting into the hobby, feel free. I would love a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so I can bring you guys more video content. And for the closing comment, I would like to say is that yes, in the hobby right now, there's a lot of people entering. So then we have scalpers and we have scammers. Scalpers I don't mind as much because they're doing the legwork, you know, they're going to Costco, they're going to GameStop early to line up to queue. Yes, they're eating up all the products, but at the end of the day, they're flipping a quick profit, and I can understand that. But then the tier that is way worse are the scammers, and those are just, you know, the scums, the lowest of the low, you know. Yeah, so I hope you guys found the video to title and a thumbnail to be entertaining, yeah, just I hope that it attracted you guys to stay to the very end of the video. And what I want to say is, you know, scalpers in a hobby is I don't want to say it's mandatory, but it's called like a necessary evil, because they're gonna exist no matter what. But then for the scammers in the hobby, man, we just gonna, you know, stay united as a community and give positive vibes, and don't scam people of their hard-earned money, because, you know, we should have good morals and good ethics when we are dealing with Pokemon cards. These are what we grew up with as kids, and then now we're responsible adults. We should treat each other with respect and integrity, and only sell real products in the Pokemon game. And when you get scammed, nobody likes being lied to, nobody likes being cheated on. It's just a basic common sense in life. So yeah, I hope you guys collect responsibly, and I hope you guys, you know, can find good deals, but within the legitimate realm, you know, like don't go buying Alibaba booster boxes. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll release and drop more videos, a lot more videos in 2025, and if you guys want to stick around, just hit subscribe and you'll be notified for the next video. Cheers, guys. See you soon.